Welcome back to At Your Level. I'm your co-host, Chloe.
And in this episode, our co-host, Swara, will be taking the helm. This episode is about grandparents. Are you lucky enough to have any of those in your life? Do you like to spend time with them?
I was born to be a grandmother. It's fun because we get to play with you and then go home and not have to deal with your whiny phases or your argumentative phases or periods, and we don't have to provide the discipline.
My grandchildren come to me today. Frankly, we sit and have nice talks. They come and ask for advice. I feel like I'm sort of a mentor to them. They enjoy it, and I enjoy it.
It's also really fun to see my kids as parents.
Yeah, I would assume that's probably the best part.
Well,
you get to see them struggle.
Sometimes it's hard because I would have done things differently, and sometimes it's humiliating because they do it better than I did.
And it also gives you a chance to say, see, I told you when you were doing that someday you'll have children just like you.
Well, and that actually, I think, is a plus if you feel that you've transmitted values that are important to your children and then to your grandchildren, which is the reason grandchildren exist, so you can brag about them.
And Leela?
I think these boys are going to turn out fine in spite of her father, to whom I used to say the
terrible.
Best revenge is when your children have children.
Have you heard the expression grandparents and grandchildren are united against a common enemy?
I have not, actually.
That would be parents.
Yeah.
So, yeah. We're pretty excited for this grandparents episode. Hit it, Ben!
We all know what a boomer is, right? We generally associate them with people who honestly don't know a lot about tech. I know I do. But what exactly are boomers? Well, I googled it. Boomers are the generation that was born right after World War II. The reason they're called boomers is because they were born during the post-war baby boom period. The other half of the generation was born between 1956 and 1964 and is called late boomers, sort of like late bloomers, and are usually 50 plus years old. But how old are the oldest grandparents? 60, 70, 122? Yeah, that's how old the oldest grandma in the world is. Speaking of old, have you ever wondered why some people shrink with age? I had no idea that was a thing until Audie told me about it a few days ago. So I googled it and I found out that as people grow older, they sometimes shrink. I had no idea that this was a thing, but according to UAMS Health, people can start shrinking at the age of 30. Men lose an inch from the ages 30 to 70, and women lose 2 inches. But why does this happen? Doctors say that we can shrink for several different reasons. And I quote, older adults can get shorter because the cartilage between their joints wears out over time, and osteoporosis causes the spinal column to become shorter. Adults can also lose lean muscle mass but gain fat. This is a condition called sarcopenia. Yeah. Now let me translate that into English for you. What the doctors meant was the cartilage, which is basically like a flexible bone in your body that connects your hard bones and joints, wears out over time, and that makes your spinal cord shorter. But despite all of this, all of us love our grandparents, right? But why? I did a little digging, and apparently most people love their grandparents because they really are a grander version of our parents. See, grandparents love and care for their grandchildren. In fact, they're willing to do anything for their grandchildren. When the grandchildren are young, grandparents take on the role of caretakers, playmates, stress relievers, storytellers, and instillers of moral values. And when grandkids grow up, grandparents change themselves too. They become friends, advisors, arbitrators, pillars of support, and close confidants. I hope that this NerdOut has shown you that love comes in all shapes, sizes, colors, and ages. Now, dearie, how do I turn this little thing off? Oh, I need to find one of those a button. A button. Is it this one right here? Okay, thank you, baby.
It's interview time. Whoever should I interview for this grandparents episode? So, what is your favorite thing to do when your grandkids come over? So, me, Ben, Liat, and Oliver and Ronnie.
I like to do some activity where all my grandkids are having fun. So like if it is pool or maybe some water park activity or anything that they like to do. I like to do that with them and watch them enjoy. I also like to prepare food for them and watch them enjoying what I prepared.
I like to do anything that we share experience and enjoyment with.
So, what do you two do most of the day?
I am working.
I'm eating.
Yeah, already, yeah. Why do you love dancing so much?
Because I move my body. I listen to music, which I love. It's fun. I can free up myself. And I socialize with other people. I meet a lot of people.
So, Saba, would you rather give up dancing or eating meat and seafood?
Eating meat and seafood.
Really?
Yes.
So you would rather give up like 90% of your protein just to dance?
Yes.
Alrighty then. So, okay, so Safda, we're going back to you. So can you tell me about your grandmother and why you loved her?
I loved her because she was very lovable and she was my grandmother, and bless you, and my family. And she was independent thinker, and whatever she would say, it was always what she was thinking, not what she was expected to say. And she had a sense of humor, and she was warm.
Yes. Is it better to be a grandkid or a grandparent? And this is for both of you.
I think that I just like being myself, and that's what it is. So I would rather be a grandparent because it is what I am now.
I definitely enjoy very much being a grandkid.
A grandkid?
A grandchild. Yeah, because my grandparents love me and I have very good time spending the summers with them, vacation. But I also enjoy very much to be a grandparent. Because I love my grandkids.
So grandkid, that is your final decision?
It's hard to decide between the two.
Okay, so I guess we'll leave it open.
What do you love the most about your grandparents?
Okay, hi, I'm Leela from Newsy Pooloozi, and I have my two friends with me, Amvi and...
I'm your cousin.
My cousin and my best friend. So, Amvi, say hi.
Hi.
That's my best friend. And now Amaya, my cousin.
Hi.
Okay, so what do you love about your grandparents? Amaya.
What I love about my grandparents is that they let me watch TV. My grandma gives me sweets and I'm actually not sure what.
Okay. Obviously they love you. Okay, so yeah. And everybody loves their grandparents because they love them.
Even I love my grandparents.
So I love my grandparents because they do fun things with me and they love me. Like they do fun things with me, like I'm going on road trips or taking me to the museums or malls, and sometimes do crossword puzzles or normal puzzles, and we just have like a really fun time together now. Yeah. And now it's Amvi's turn.
Okay, why did you make me last? Whatever. So, what I love about my grandparents is, like, they're very nice and they're gentle, like, not mean with me, you know? Like, you know? And, like, whenever my grandparents have to babysit me when my mom and dad are out, they let me watch TV and, like, play on my iPad, too. And, yeah, they bring me presents when they're on holiday.
Nice. So everybody loves their grandparents and their grandparents love them.
Can you please make a house episode after you do your grandparents? Oh, and also, can I be on the show? Bye.
Yes, we welcome all kids. You can absolutely be on the show. Just be sure to leave a way for us to get in touch with you. The best way to get in touch is by email. It might take a little time, but my mom and I read every single email. So if you have an idea and want to get involved, we want to hear from you. This is also how we met Swara and Chloe, and we'd love to meet you too. Also, my parents made a website. You can go to atyourlevelpod.com and check it out. They update it from time to time with specific recordings we need for upcoming episodes. Right now, we're looking for poop jokes. That's the next Baghdad segment. Yes, no poop-related jokes would be deterred. And don't take too long. You know how you really never appreciate toilet paper until it's gone? Well, we're making the episode now. At the top of the show, you heard the voices of a flock of jolly, proud grandparents. I went to visit my Nana in her retirement home. Here they are again. So now on to another segment that is Riddle Me This. Riddles. Okay. So, for 27 years, this grandma reigned supreme. A crown with her initials recently became a meme.
Recently became a what?
A meme. A funny joke.
A meme is
Diana Ross.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I thought a meme was an icon.
It's like a meme. It's a picture.
A meme was that
It's a funny picture with either a caption or something.
Yeah, which is inherently humorous.
Who do you think? And this person
sounds like the Queen of England.
I don't know. I'll give my hint. This person.
She's been a queen for longer than 27 years.
Yeah, but for 27 years she had the crown.
We got something right?
No. So I'm giving you a hint. So for 27 years, this grandma reigned supreme. She was in the Supreme Court.
In the Supreme Court?
Supreme Court. Oh. The one that just died. Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
O'Connor?
Yeah, Sandra Day O'Connor.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg was correct.
But she didn't reign supreme.
She was in the Supreme Court.
On the Supreme Court.
She was not the Chief Justice.
Well, we'll say she reigned supreme just because she was in the Supreme
Well, if you want to change the rules, fine.
It's his podcast.
Right.
So as far as I can tell, there are no rules.
I make the rules. Okay, but so all four grandparents in the bed, this gold ticket winner gets them fed.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory got the golden ticket.
How do you know that?
Because I've written a chapter on chocolate in my book, and I reread Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and I don't know any other recipient of a golden ticket.
You got it correct. It was Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yay,
as I said.
Let's look at
Yeah.
Let's hear it. Yeah, you win.
You got it. Next one. So Maggie, Bart, and Lisa too call him Grandpa, not a poo.
Abe.
This is from The Simpsons.
I don't watch The Simpsons.
I don't know
I've never seen it.
Yeah, Dana got it. Abe Simpson. Grandpa Simpson. Yeah.
Doing crossword puzzles.
Having nothing to do with watching The Simpsons.
At least once a day.
Huh?
I never ran across
Are you
that
getting
in
a
the
sense
crossword
that
puzzle.
your world and our worlds
I believe before this I already had this in my head.
real different?
Yeah. Okay, so lastly, its soundtrack was created by Lin-Manuel Miranda, and in it, Abuela Alma Madrigal is the grandma.
West Side Story.
No.
Hamilton.
No, it's the one after Hamilton.
The one after Hamilton,
It came out recently.
I thought that was a new
Not the new, the new West Side Story.
Not West Side Story. It is not West Side Story.
Are we allowed to cheat?
Whoa. I don't know if that's fair. I don't know.
Turned mine off.
Okay, so the answer was Encanto. It's pretty good.
Let's take a pause here for a moment. How much do you love your grandparents? we want to recommend that you invite them to listen to this episode with you.
Our producer, Tal, Ari's mom, asked us some questions about our grandparents. We think you all might have some opinions about this too. Play along if you like.
You guys ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
Okay. Do you think your grandparents sleep more or less hours than you?
I'm going to go, if we go by the Saba equation, then we go to the square root of 4 minus 4 hours of sleep plus dancing plus Zook minus the factor of steak, so more.
Okay, Swara, what's your answer?
I think they sleep less. On average, he sleeps less than me because he sleeps at a late time and I sleep at like pretty early. Yeah.
So you're saying he sleeps more than you or less than you?
Less. Because he like wakes up at 5 and like runs and stuff. So I don't know how he sleeps for like 5 hours. I don't know. He just sleeps for less.
Yeah. How about you, Chloe?
Grandparents probably sleep more than me, depending on which one. But I do sleep in a lot. It depends though. They sometimes go to bed earlier. I would say they sleep more.
That they sleep more. Okay.
I also think they sleep more.
So I will tell you that Swara was correct.
Technically, there's no right or wrong answer. But according to the CDC, 6 to 12-year-olds require 9 to 12 hours of sleep. 13 to 18-year-olds need 8 to 10 hours. And while I know it's possible for maybe some of your grandparents to be younger, the 65 years and older group needs 7 to 8 hours a night.
You know, I need to get used to people saying Swara was right. Oh, God.
Next question. Everybody ready?
Yes.
Okay.
That tugged on my ear.
Who are more picky eaters? Your friends or your grandparents?
My friends.
I would have to say my grandparents.
Really?
My granddad is so strict when it comes to his diet.
Swara, you said that your friends are more picky than your grandparents?
Yeah. My friends are also more picky.
Yeah, because like my granddad, he was one of the first generations in his family to move to a city. And plus my friends, some of them have like, some of them moved from America. Like one of my best friends, she moved from America. And sometimes she wouldn't like the kind of flavors that which is okay, like that's fine. Everybody doesn't have to have the same taste, but it's just that like sometimes when she comes to our house, she just generally doesn't really like some of the stuff.
Cool. Next question. Who is more stubborn, your friends or your grandparents?
My friends.
My
grandparents.
I say something to Teddy and he's like, no, you do this. And yeah.
My grandparents.
Actually, no, Saba is like extremely probably more than Teddy. So I'm going to go with my grandparents.
See, I don't mean to be rude and I don't say this in the way it's going to sound. My grandparents, like this is the demonstration of the older generation talking to the new generation. Like, I'm wrong, you're right, get used to it.
Debunk the myth that your grandparents can't learn new things. So you know what debunk means is prove me wrong.
Yes.
Saba learned how to cook paella after a class.
They can learn new things. It's if they want to, because my grandma didn't want to get a new phone, and or set up a number or Wi-Fi or anything like that. Like she's not interested in all of that. So it depends on if they want to. And just because it takes them longer to understand it, doesn't mean they can't learn it.
So basically, I think they say you can't teach old dogs new tricks, but you can. Because my granddad, I told him how to make like a hangout, which is like kind of like a group chat kind of thing. And he made a hangout. And like we chat on it all the time. And I taught him how to use we were just on a Google Meet today, and I taught him how to like put visual effects. Like there's tiny things, but he's like, oh my God, the technology! This is so cool.
Yeah, my granddad.
And I taught him how to play video games, so that is a big plus. Like he was actually a Navy officer, so he's been playing this Navy game like late into the night, and then he's better than me at this point. And then I'm just like, what? He's like, I've been practicing, child.
Why do you think kids should spend more time with their grandparents?
Because I guess they...
grandparents won't last as long as them.
Yeah. Wow, Ari. Way to be rude.
I mean, it's the sad truth.
Welcome to the Positivity Podcast with Ari Kelly.
Definitely.
Bringing positivity to the world today.
Learn valuable things. From even if it's from the past,
So my granddad, he teaches me a lot of things, like from he also taught me how to like a lot of basketball, how to shoot and all. So aside from that, he also taught me a lot of like stuff as life lessons, but really funny ways. Plus, he's really like, I don't know, he's just fun.
It's time for Bizarre ASMR.
Ari, I don't think grandparents are going to hear us this way.
Good point. Also, they probably have absolutely no idea what ASMRs are. But we move on.
It's time for Bizarre ASMR. And this one definitely is that. Bizarre. As always, the hint is the episode title, which, is grandparents. What do you think these are?
Hi, Sugar Plum.
Ari, when are you coming for dinner?
And Bob's your uncle.
Are you interested in interesting things?
Do you think you know? Want Ari to tell you?
It's funny thing grandparents say. In this case, my grandparents. One Irish, one Polish, and two are Jewish. Does that sound like the beginning of a bad dad joke? Oh, well, our very own Swara, the Great, invited her grandpa for the jokes part. I know I'm excited for it. Grandpas are excellent at telling bad dad jokes. Coming up, it's Bad Grandpa, or the Great Bad Granddad with Swara the Great, or the Great Bad Granddad with Swara the Great.
Hello, granddaughter of mine. I heard that you need some help with some jokes.
Hey, how did you know?
Yeah, I know a lot of things.
Okay. Anyways, let's get on with those jokes.
There was this dutiful son of a grand old lady who was very hard of hearing and poor eyesight. The son sends her a lovely present. The present was a parrot, very rare parrot, very expensive parrot, who can recite the gospel from end to end. And he was very happy he could find a parrot like this and send it to his old mother. Mother received the gift and she was overjoyed. After a couple of days, the son rings up and, Mother, did you like my gift? Mother says, Oh son, very much. The chicken was very tasty.
Okay. That one was pretty good, actually.
The grandfather was driving out with Swara next to him. He switched on the indicator, but signal was not showing. He wanted to check if the indicator is working. Asked Swara, can you lean out and say if the indicator is working? Swara leans out of the window and says, yes, no, now yes, now no, yes, no.
And you're telling me this is supposed to be the bad joke segment?
Swara is an intelligent girl. She's very fond of mathematics. In the classroom, Madam asked a question to Swara. If 5 men can dig a trench for 10 days, how many days 10 men will dig the same trench? Swara thinks for a moment. 0 days, ma'am. The trench is already dug.
We'd like to thank all the grandparents and grandkids listening. That's you! We also want to thank all of you who rate and subscribe. It means a lot to us.
It really does. So I want to share with you a nice review written by a kid named Oscar. He wrote, Hi, I'm Oscar. I love your podcast. Emoji with hearts around them. Emoji with heart eyes. And emoji with kissy face. Can you please do more episodes? And then there's this really nice wave made out of lots of letters spelling I love it, followed by bye with a lot of Y's. So Oscar, thanks for taking the time to do that. And what do you know? We're making you new episodes. I hope you're enjoying them.
And thank you to all the grandparents out there. Our lives wouldn't be the same without you. The next episode is going to be about poop. So if you don't want to miss it, subscribe. It's a super easy way to help us out. And to get to hear the poop episode the second it drops.
Oh, that was so much fun. You can hear the cringe factor. I don't know if you can tell, but Swara is not as comfortable with the poop theme.
No, Ari, I'm happy to be your number 2.
And if you got any good poop jokes, record yourself and we'll plop you right in the episode.
As always, At Your Level is brought to you by Art and Light Society.
Did we surprise you in any way?
I mean, yeah, actually. I was expecting some kind of wholesome, I guess, meeting. And that was probably the polar opposite of what I got. So,
We're not wholesome?
I would not say that, to be honest.
Got 10 minutes? Countdown to blast off with host Bethany Van Delft every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Get ready for bite-sized podcasts for kids and their adult that explains what's going on in the world. It'll bring you the context that all the kids and their adults need to know about events, sports, science, gaming, pop culture, entertainment, and more. Awesome guests like Lego Masters Judge Army Corbett, Dr. Anthony Fauci, and the voice of Pokemon's Ash Ketchum are guaranteed to swing by. Make the 10 News part of your family routine to connect, explore, and learn something new. Listen to the 10 News on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.